Leave it to a Taoist to find a river, hey? I'm out for my morning walk. I am up on the mountain Ixtacihuatl, which is right across from Popocatépetl, which is a volcano. It's not dormant right now, but it's not as active. So I'm out for my morning walk, and I thought I'd make this video in this extraordinarily beautiful place. So people here in Mexico don't have a lot of access to Tai Chi or Qigong or deeper Taoist philosophy. It doesn't exist. They're just actually coming to understand Buddhism. And I'm sorry for them. Just kidding. But one of the things I was asked the other night, when they were asking me all these questions about Taoism, they've heard of it, they've kind of read something in college maybe, but what is Taoism? And so, of course, how do you explain that? But I did my best. And one of the things that came up that was interesting was they asked, I have heard that it has to be your path to follow these things. How do you know if it's your path? And I thought, well, that's a hell of a question, eh? And so I gave the short, easily digested answer, but I thought this would probably be a very good answer for those who decided that they want to walk with me. So, it's not a pretty answer. It's not an ugly answer. But if you have insecurities, self-worth issues, if you have issues with not feeling good enough, yeah, it's probably a little hard. But good news is that's what we do. We do hard. We do hard because it makes us soft. And when we get soft, we can practice non-action. We can practice being weak and yielding. And we can practice guarding the feminine and initiate no actions. And it's only the hard things in life that soften us. I know from personal experience because my head was extremely hard. The answer to the question is this. Certain concepts cannot be grasped by people, and other concepts can. To be able to take the concept, let's say, of weakness, the scriptures say the three highest practices are practice Wu Wei, practice being weak and yielding, and practice guarding the feminine and initiate no actions. And so let's just take the concept of weakness. So people hear that and go, so what does that mean? Well, first, it's a horrible translation. You always got to remember, this isn't the original language. So the idea of weak, it's not the best. It would really be soft and supple. However, you can use weakness if you have the ability to understand nuance. Because how will you know what weakness they're talking about? It's as simple as how do you know which word, if you take the word wood, there's wood as in tree, there's wood as in I would go, right? There's different, so how do you know? Well, in the context of the sentence, it makes total sense. It's the same with everything in Tao. In the context of what you're talking about, it should be self-evident. But in this world, things about the Tao are not going to be self-evident to people. Even with deep penetrating study, because I know brilliant writers who writes on some of the most deepest subjects. When I've explained to them the concept of Wu Wei and Yo Wei, that Yo Wei is not bad, it's not to be avoided, because if you avoid it, you don't get Wu Wei. And simultaneously, Wu Wei is not to be prized, because then you'll try to avoid Wu Wei and you'll create more Yo Wei. They were just like, I don't understand that, because they have a binary world. Do this, don't do that. That's as far as they can go. That's all they can understand. They don't understand the law of maybe. Maybe. Maybe Wu Wei is useful. However, you're not going to get there if you don't do Yo Wei first. You're not riding a bike Wu Wei if you don't do the Yo Wei of falling down and stopping and starting and putting training wheels and everything else. Then you'll get Wu Wei after a while. You can ride with no hands, and you can ride, without having to pedal too much. You can do a lot of things. And then you stop riding a bike for 10 years, and guess what? You got to go back to Yo Wei for a bit to get back to Wu Wei. This is the way. So one's not to be prized. Yo Wei is extremely important because it gives you character, it gives you skill, it gives you competency, but it gives you deeper understanding. If you have Wu Wei, but no Yo Wei, you have no understanding. You're just an automaton. You're a robot. You're worthless. If you've done Yo Wei first, the Wu Wei is understandable because you understand something that makes sense. Simultaneously, when we look at the concept of weakness, weak as in not capable, weak as in fragile, weak as in low constitution, that's not what it's talking about. You won't survive long, especially in the Tao. Weak as in you don't hold strong opinions for things, right? This is why they use the word weak, the opposite of strong here. But strong as in stubborn. Strong as in, oh no, I'm going to make it happen. This is what it means by weakly bond to things. You want something? Sure, go for it. If it's not available, it's not capable, it's not prudent, abandon it. This is the weakness. But to some people, they would literally have to have a teacher 24/7 explaining everything, and then they'll say, but wait, 6 months ago you said, it's like, Jesus Christ, it's different context. There are some people that take things as completely carved in stone. In Tao, there's nothing carved in stone because we're uncarving the stone, right? It's very difficult for some people. That they're not less, it's just a different path. So when people say, how do I know it's my path? I don't know. Take any Taoist poem and tell me what you understand. Then I'll tell you the language that the poet was using to show a deeper, more Tao-filled perspective. Then, if you say, oh, I totally get it. And then I give you another poem and you can read it. And you go, is this what he means? Now you're on your way. The path is open, just like in the I Ching. The path is open, the path is closed. But if you go, I still don't get this, explain this to me. You don't need a teacher, you need a translator at that point. It's fine, but to go deeper, eventually you'll have to be able to sit. And I'm going to show you something when I go to school, because I don't care if you're an abbot, I don't care if you're the grand poobah of all whatevers, you still have to learn your whole life, because if you don't grow, you die, right? Tao. So, look here at this tree. Look here at the rocks and the moss. Look at all of these things. Some people would say a Taoist comes down here because they want to get peace. No, they don't. They go in the toilet and get peace. A lot of peace, let me tell you. I'm here because this tree reminds me, oh, it's so calamitous. And yet, I provide so much utility, and I can be strong and supple, even if I'm not standing vertically, like all the other cool trees who have slim waists and everybody loves them. Oh my God. On that rock down there with the moss growing on it. It grows there because it knows the advantageous side to receive the most amount of light with the least amount of water coming over directly, causing it destruction. It's teaching me prudence. It's teaching me temperance. It's teaching me how to discern advantageous spots. This waterfall down here is purifying water. It's teaching me leave things behind, keep flowing. You see, there are lessons, but you have to be able to look into each one of these things, and it comes by being immersed in it. It's no different than learning a language. The people here are speaking Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish with them. Their Spanish is high level. They can do business. They can do, engineering. They can do calculus. I sound like Tarzan. Who cares? But if I immerse myself in it long enough, it will become fluent. You want to become fluent in the Tao? Well, you have to be capable of learning its language. You cannot be capable of learning a language if you have to walk around with a translator 24/7. And some people are just not capable of learning languages. It's not their path. Some people pick up languages quickly. It's definitely their path. Some people who are willing to bust their ass, and maybe they get mostly fluent, but they also understand that the journey and the effort and the work, yeah, that's what it was all about in the first place. This is the way. So, knowing it's your path or not is not about how easy or how hard. It's simply, can you do it or can you not? Some people will give up. They obviously cannot. Some people, it seems easy. They'll just go effortlessly and have many, many problems later, most likely. And some people will bust their ass every single day, scratching and scraping. That was me. This did not come easy to me. I can sit down here for hours and write volumes. And yet, I couldn't always. I was called stupid by the man who loved me most. But I was stupid. He wasn't trying to get me to understand that it's okay to be stupid. It's not okay to stay stupid. And the man loved even a stupid kid. It's all about getting ourselves out of our own way. But that's how you know whether something's your path or not. Will you give up? Can you do it? Or will you be willing to bust your ass because it's worth it to do it? If it's not worth it to you, don't bust your ass. You're going to be resentful later and bitter. But if you believe, and in your heart of hearts, no, there's nothing else I can do. I have to do it. That was me. I didn't even know if it was going to be worth it. I just knew there was nothing else in this world for me to do. That was all there was. And so, here I am. A lot of scars, a lot of bumps, bruises, a lot of breaks later. But, me and this river, we're close friends now. We're almost family. Alright? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.